outlined, they've had one of the toughest runs through the RMR, through the Americas RMR, through the opening stage, now to get to this point, and you have another tough opponent. But it feels like when you come into this as a team that's had all these successes in these close games that Wildcard has had, and now playing with house money, because you're not even in some sense supposed to be here, it's like everything feels primed to be able to take advantage of a weakened Spirit, or a Spirit that's not at least playing their A game. Everything is set up for this to be an upset, including the fact that it's just one map. You don't have to beat them across the series.
Yeah, well, you throw all of that in. You consider Wildcard's improvements as of late, and you consider Team Spirit's weaknesses, and the fact that they played this very map a few months ago, and Wildcard had a shot at winning it. Yeah, there absolutely is a way that Wildcard win this today. But Team Spirit on the CT side, utility for Chopper alongside the kit. And it's a quick play for Wildcard into the B bomb site. Shiro's just going to play in towards Cave, and the flash comes in. They look to check him, and they will deal with Shiro without allowing a single kill.
Yeah, now you know it's obviously a retake, so you got to set up. You hear the USPs firing. That's at least 2-3 players heard behind the cube. There's no flanks coming in, so pretty safe altogether. Molotov is going to slow things down as well. Zontix gets segmented and isolated forward, but nails Sonic.
Big shot. Sus able to fight back now. 4v3 post-plant here for Wildcard as they look to try and convert the first round of play. Zontix and Donk making the way in, and remember, Chopper has a kid on his back, so a few extra seconds to play with here, and a shot from Chopper rings out. Stanislaw dead in the sight, and Donk, Zontix, they move through together, and Team Spirit get the player with a kid on that defuse, and they retake this site.
A brilliant retake. Wildcard was so much more confident in their passive setup and their crossfires. Once Sonic goes down close to Cube, trying to turn the corner out towards Long, though, it's very, very dangerous. I almost feel like Wildcard, on some sense, probably wanted to take Long control behind that Molotov, but no one actually worked up the courage to do it. So Jayba gets isolated over in Cave by the defense of the retake smoke, perfectly executed from Spirit, and that felt like such a good opportunity from Wildcard that slips away.
Another tech issue here. Team Spirit. Dust 2 played again earlier today. Lost against Furia, who went on to have another close game against Vitality, so clearly Furia getting into better form as the major goes on. But for Team Spirit, going down 0-1 in their opening game, it's disappointing, but not necessarily surprising for the reasons that you mentioned earlier, the fact that they haven't exactly been even close to their A game.
No, I mean, it's kind of been, I guess, sad in a way, watching the regression of Team Spirit rather than the evolution. If you consider, you know, when they broke out at Katowice this year, it was kind of like how deep this roster goes. Great calling, great supportive elements in Magix and Zontix who are delivering. Shiro, one of the best oppers in the game, and obviously Donk being the highlight of it all. And just as the year has gone on, the regression to where now that supporting cast has all kind of dropped a level or two at various moments. You're sat here and you're like, oh, all those positives we saw from Team Spirit that made them such a frightening team early on are no longer factors in the conversation. And it feels like, I mean, even just 2-3 weeks ago, before Wildcard had this kind of a run and kind of answered the call every single time throughout this major process, it's like, I don't even know if there would have been a legitimate conversation to make the fight for Wildcard to be able to beat them. But now you're kind of like, there's some talking points here of how this upset could come together.
Wildcard, out of the tech issue, have a force buy available. So Jayba's going to be on the Galil. Deagle's the Tech 9's out on the rest. Ancient was the map that Wildcard had to play against Passion in that exciting overtime game to get into the stage of the major. Donk going to be swinging into mid. He's going to be the biggest problem.
Well, Sonic tweeted out yesterday or today, I think yesterday, that, you know, he felt like he's been underperforming at this major compared to obviously what he wants to, and that he needs to have improvement. Well, he's going to have that tough task of going against Donk at mid.
Sonic is dealt a blow to Donk. Stanislaw able to follow up with a Tech 9 of his own as Wildcard get into the A side and apply pressure to Shiro at CT, and this force buy has paid off.
Getting one back for the pistol round that slipped away. Sonic does handle Donk on the lurk through the smoke. But they're going to try and recover this. Magix and Chopper moving in. M4's recovered, 3 of them. There's no smoke to block off Donut, so yeah, now you have access into the bomb site. Chopper can get here. If that nade goes short, Susp goes down. Actually, I think he missed the throw.
And it bounced perfectly.
And it bounced straight down.
Well, time is still ticking. Magic's running in. Oh, another kill inside of Donut, down to Fuzi on his own. No time as Chopper will tap and move into the site, into the Donut. and loses life to Fuzi. So the force by the end will result in a round victory here for Wildcard, but everybody goes down. Damage on the way out for Spirit. Will that entice them to a force buy? Very likely, considering some players in double eco here as well.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to watch how Wildcard and Stanislaw try and work this T-side half in the sense that for Spirit coming into this map, kind of a comfort pick. Again, Yanko and the desk talking about, you know, Ancient being a good map for them, you know, throughout this year. Donk and Zontix playing middle have been such a strong pairing in that part of the map. But as we saw against Passion in the qualification game to get here, Wildcard didn't put a whole lot of love in middle. You know, they played some slow pace rounds, took control of lane, attacked a lot into the B bomb site, some towards A, but, you know, middle was a map that they kind of went for some tricky plays, sliding Sonic into a smoke and trying to flash him out on a timing. So they might actually be able to kind of avoid that really deadly pairing more often than not. And another tech.
Yeah, I think these are going to start sort of disrupting the flow of the start of the game. It's never nice, but hopefully they can get them resolved.
Well, you saw Vins, the coach of Wildcard, kind of looking at the ref like, come on, what's going on? Like, this is, you know, he's basically saying there's been 3 techs in the 3 rounds that we've played, or the 2 rounds we've played.
Yeah, before the map even started, kind of thrust into one straight away, false start in the pistol. Shiro's got to start making his own pillow and brand it. You know, he's always finding the hotel pillow. He's always got a different pillow. But if he has a Shiro pillow, people will buy that. Yeah,
you'd think at this point he'd want like a consistent pillow.
Exactly.
You know, like so he knows exactly what kind of pillow he's working with game in, game out. Yeah, you really trust in hotels to have some throw pillows that you can use.
Exactly. So that's something that needs to go on. What is that? What's that on Sonic's stream?
That looks like a I don't know.
Anime Darth Vader.
I was going to say like a mechanized samurai with a gun.
I think, are they called Gundams or something like that?
Okay.
Is that what those are called?
Maybe.
Pretty similar, I'd imagine.
We'll go with that.
But I'm sure someone like Blah in the green room is going to be able to tell us everything we need to know about that.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a feature of the death segment in the first game.
Maybe. Well, we did get to see Ancient as that final map between Wildcard and Passion. They had the fight on the final day of the opening stage. Really did not look like they were going to get it at the end. It felt like Passion had the momentum to close it out, but Stanislaw had some hero performances individually.
Well, I mean, if you want to focus on Wildcard, you can just talk about, you know, what these players have brought to the table at various points. Susp has been incredible, kind of a revelation for this team with his performance for Wildcard throughout their run. Fozy with the AWP has been super impactful. We've seen him do some very aggressive openings, especially on this map. He'll have probably 1 or 2 rounds in this half where he'll step behind the Molotov in middle and try and just get one shot at an opening kill. Stanislaw has been the guy who's closed out games, not only the game against Passion where he rattled off some incredible rounds towards the end of the map, but also against Virtus Pro the day before to eliminate them as well. He was the closer on Anubis. Jeba has been able to provide his impact, same with Sonic. Jeba being the young player who's kind of still developing, been playing with Stanislaw for about a year, and those guys finding like targeted and isolated moments where they have massive, massive impact for this team. So, I mean, there's been some very cool pieces of this Wildcard squad that we've been able to watch build up consistently through the RMRs in the opening stage. Young team together of, I'm trying to think of a better word than rejects. But just players who seem to got lost on some of, in some of their various times of their career. Obviously, Fuzi with the NIP and the NIP Academy. Sus, the last guy in the dodgeball. Sus, out of Metasport earlier this year. They got to be kicking themselves. Sonic had kind of retired to start to slip into education and came back. Stanislaw was like the forgotten IGL of North America, who's now come back to bring this team together. Jeba just young potential. But all of these pieces improving together.
Yeah, well, that is certainly a great opening for Donk. Sonic has moved through middle, and knowing that Donk is over towards A main is going to make him feel emboldened. The fact he's got space to play with and push up to red, and his teammates are gathering as the smoke fades away at Donut. Wildcard now move in.
Well, Donk has rotated off of the A bomb site over towards red room, and middle we go. There's the information. Chopper gets away with tons of damage and his life. Sonic needs to find this kill. They need to find it quick because Donk is coming in.
And he's got Zontix over towards main to help set up distraction. And here comes Donk slipping out of the temple. And Zontix gets that second kill. JVA so low, and Zontix gets that final frag. So Team Spirit bounced back, and they have pistols. They have 5 sevens, and 1 rifle in the hands of Donk.
Yeah, great round from Zontix. Triple kill for him as he comes back to the bomb site, controlling A main, finding a second kill after Donk's initial aggression. And then just having such a safe position. You could see Sonic coming out of Donut and into the bomb site is thinking, I need to protect my teammate from A main, and that gives Donk the opening to slide out of Temple. Lovely first kill. And then Zontix chimes in with the MAC-10. That's a nice little tap on Jayba. Wouldn't have mattered. He was going to go down regardless. But a rebuttal from Team Spirit, and Wildcard not able to build any momentum. And tons of free rifles picked up for Spirit in that round. A painful loss.
Look at the speed behind this B-flight. Getting up, getting barraged though. Bruised by the grenades that land in front of them. The chopper just shuts them down. Donk and Shiro to come in and take those final 2. But for Team Spirit, it is a round where all 5 stay alive.
And that makes that such a disaster. Now for Wildcard, you don't have any of the early advantages you would have liked to run up some kind of a cushion on the scoreboard. If you were able to win that previous round, then you'd have economic control going against a weaker buy in the next one. Now it's just like you've given them free rifles to upgrade into. Now they get a clean round, and the money is so good for Team Spirit. So Wildcard is going to have to do it the hard way and grind this economy down.
And we know that Team Spirit can be one of the best teams in Counter-Strike in terms of when they get momentum. I feel like we see a lot of Team Spirit's wins around like 13-3s, 13-4s. You know, they have what feels like a track record for the most one-sided victories.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to that play we just saw to Donk there, and we saw kind of in the previous round when he gets aggressive in A main. I saw it during the European RMRs where he almost gets in this mode where he's like, people are going to try and avoid me, and I'm kind of in the mood to just go find action. Like, he's going to go hunt down his fights. He's going to go choose to make aggressive plays because he wants to be involved in the round. And when he starts getting in that mood, especially on Ancient where you can push down middle, nobody's challenging at elbow. You have the option. Do you fall back to Donut if you sense A? Do you want to get aggressive in B lane? You can be everywhere on this map if you're Donk.
We often talk about the buddy system here in middle with the Zontix. They can be so difficult to deal with, so proactive in terms of how they want to fight towards elbow and jump up towards heaven. That's exactly what they're doing now. So Donk climbing up, Zontix has his elbow covered. He'll re-smoke that as soon as it starts to fade away. And so Donk is unleashed. And Donk is going to start making his way forward. He'll play on the fade of this smoke, combined with Chopper's aggression down B. It's worked out pretty well here for Team Spirit. Chopper's got the first. Donk yet to move, and Susp waiting in the cubby. Donk's going to bring the fight to him, and he misses. Susp holds on.
Flashbang over so we can clear B ramp on the follow-up, and he realizes Chopper's fallen all the way back. And now in the mid-round, you can execute a split. Running out of utility, though, is Wildcard. 2 smokes, 2 flashes. Jayba going to get sent out elbow to lead the way. Zontix has backed off towards Red Room, but you've taken out a big piece of the puzzle. And it's all the supporting cast of Team Spirit still alive, which has been a problem for them.
Oh, good shot from Sus. Magic's, though, getting one back inside of the cave fight. 45 seconds remain in the round, and they climb it up. They're getting spotted, though, by Zontix. That's great information, and he's keeping them pinned, but he stays and fights, and Sonic wanted to win that duel and does so. So this opens up a chance for them to barrel through Donut and try and get into towards this A site.
Shiro senses it.
And he's coming over as quick as he can, but having to remain quiet, doesn't want to give away his position. And JBA into the open. Shiro unable to capitalize on his first chance, and now he's smoked out. Plank coming in. It's on Magix and Shiro to win this in a 2v3 if Spirit want any chance of pulling this round back.
Okay, now it might be all done, though. Wildcard now know where Magix is on the flank. Gonna get aggressive and hunt him down, all on Shiro. No kit in his hand. I think this might be a call to save the M4. Plenty of money if he wants to go and challenge for it, but it's so low percentage, it's probably not worth. Preserve the economic advantage you have. And seeing nobody inside the bomb site, Shiro will make his escape towards A main. But Wildcard get up to 2, undeterred by the rounds that have slipped away from them thus far in this map.
This is a great round for Sonic, who gets in that fight on top of the ledge. And Zontics is trying to fight him at range and
probably
also finds the kill right at the end on Magix that cancels out any chance of getting back into a retake.
Yeah, Zontic's probably a little frustrated, wasn't able to hit the shot. That's the exact fight he's looking up as he's jumping up on the box. I mean, it's against an AK-47 as well, so it's not always the most comfortable, but he had his chances to close down that frag relatively quickly and missed the opportunity, which allowed them to reconvene and gave them the information they needed to reconvene to the A-bomb site. 2-4 as a timeout is taken. This one for the coaches to be involved. Heading into round 7. Plenty of money for Team Spirit to rebuy, and Shiro has the AWP.
Shiro had some great games at the RMR. Even in some of the losses, Shiro was still looking really good. Let's see what he's like here at this stage of the major. Miss smoke, big time. Chopper, aggressive out of cave. A lot of bullets whizzing past him, but none of them connecting. Magic's blinded, held back. And he goes again, but Susp is going to handle the aggression. He did so in the previous round against Donk.
Yeah, you got to be careful, though. Chopper hiding in the smoke is going to back away from the play, so it's Shiro who wants to look for the next opener. Someone lazily turning the corner, giving him a chance. Fuzi forced out into the open, some spam doing chip damage, but Donk has now arrived at the scene.
And he's got Chopper. He's got him covered. And so Donk goes into the open, Fuzi to fall down, and Shiro making sure that they can't get up the ramp. But as he goes aggressive, Stanislaw is ever patient, but taken down by Donk, who is having a round again. 3 kills delivered inside of B lane.
This is what I mean. He can be everywhere. I mean, he's over on Donut to start this round. Then he calls Zontix over with an elbow smoke, and Zontix is able to make sure nobody runs through it, give Donk the cover he needs to just destroy everyone. Zontix finding the final 2 kills, and Team Spirit up by 3. This round is all Donk.
And it's that combo as well, Donk and Zontix, who are off the races in terms of kills. Zontix now 10-2, Donk 8-2. And it's going to be tough to put those 2 away for the rest of this half for Wildcard. Another situation where their money is battered and bruised, and they'll get an AK out in sus, but everybody else likely just to save around $2,000, get maybe a little bit of supporting utility. But for Team Spirit, it is almost guaranteed to be a 6th round win. I'm going to try and boost up, knowing that they have been very proactive, but you can see Team Spirit have a better read of the counter economy they're going up against, so they don't want to continue the aggression. Not in this round, at least. And so that decision to change it up and be a little bit more passive has kept everybody alive for Team Spirit. He's trying to clear now down the B ramp.
Yeah, the map is so quiet. That Chopper once again aggressive over towards Jaguar, and they're just like, all right, well, we'll take control of this. We'll figure out where you're going. Elbow smoke clears. Chopper's going to be caught in the open, dropping. Oh, beautiful first shot, though, on Susp. And without a rifle, nobody is motivated to swing out for the trade, so Chopper's going to get away for free. Wildcard have access to middle with 47 seconds left on the clock.
Into the open, Zontix with a 2nd kill, and Fuzi to bring him down with a D. So Wildcard doing a decent amount of damage, getting 2 kills in this, and an AK now in the hands of Fuzi. He's going to come back to A main, and a last-ditch effort for Stanislaw and Fuzi to get out, but Shiro's watching.
I mean, this is such an easy position for Shiro, though. Like, even if you don't get a kill, which he does, you know you can just play it safe and survive and wait for your teammates to come back. Smoke plumes, there's the shot. Missed its mark, so he's got an easy angle over the top. And a 4-round lead now for Team Spirit.
Yeah, well, Sus bought the Hero AK in the last round, which means he does not have the money to get it here. So everybody else returns to a full purchase, and Sus has to go to a Mag 10. Sure, there were a couple of kills for Wildcard, but it never really got out of hand. And so Shiro just in tempo, as you mentioned, perfect position, missed smoke also helped. All right, getting into a tough situation now, Wildcard. Stanislaw's going to have to try and call them out of this one. 6-2 as the hold deepens. Oh, nearly an opening kill as well, and Sonic through that elbow smoke from Donk.
Sus spammed, distracted away from the angle he was holding towards Donut. Might have had a chance at a fight with Donk, but he's pulled away from it. Sonic going to try and lead the way with the MAC-10. At least get information of positions. An easy kill with only 13 HP. But Wildcard, again, just being so passive to start these rounds and running out of utility now for any kind of a mid-round play they want to make. One of each nade in the toolkit. And Spirit's content to play a pretty controlled, passive, conservative game at the moment, because they're like, if Wildcard's going to do this, like, they're looking for us to push into them, and as long as we don't give them that, we force Wildcard to make the winning move, we should be fine.
Not pretty from Donk. A lot of damage done, but no kill. So Zontix has to step up, and instead he's done very well to get one kill, but not a second. And so Donk and Zontix not able to combine in this round. It falls onto that supporting cast that we have mentioned. And so Chopper comes out of the temple, dives down into the side, but Fuzi winning at the big box. He's got a kill on Chopper that might just stop any chances of Team Spirit getting back into this round. They're both stuck in temple, and there's no way, surely no way, that Shiro can do anything about this, and he realizes that, but he's going to barrel back into Sus, who's waiting for him, and delivers a headshot.
Great round from Wildcard. Team Spirit can get away with those passive setups early on, but at some point, as we've seen in a couple previous rounds, some kind of a push somewhere for information is going to be very helpful. Nice play through Donut. Donk can't get anything done. Zontix can only get the one kill. He swings and commits to that fight right out of the gate. And a good round down the stretch from Fuzi at big box. And for the first time in this half, he will have an AWP. Fuzi on the T side for Wildcard. Second timeout burned by Spirit. Still a chance for this to become a game down the stretch. A round win here for Wildcard would roll out the red carpet for them to even things up going into the second half.
You could put charms on the bomb, Jason. I didn't know about that. That's disgusting. that's ruined everything.
Oh yeah, that's what's ruined the charms for you.
Yeah. Fuzi and JBA, or Jba, making their way through A main. And Sonic is already out elbow. Donk's not going to be happy about him fluffing his lines in the last round with a Sprite. So he's going to look for some redemption, but he's smoked out for the time being. There has been that classic push down the B ramp from Team Spirit. They're going to smoke Sus out. Keep him back.
But this is information for Wildcard to work with. Sup saying they've pushed down B ramp. They have information that nobody's in lane. Going to prompt Sonic to push up close to Red Room, but hasn't moved inside of it just yet. And while the map remains quiet, the previous round, a quiet round like this, ended at the A bomb site. Wildcard going to try and subvert the expectations. Rotate back around to where they saw the aggression and allow Sonic to play lurk at Red Room. Chopper misses 10 bullets of his spray and probably wants to find an escape route.
There's the peek out from Jba, just charging his way through the doors. Chopper to go down, and Shiro waits.
Sonic's making his move.
Yeah, Boost is coming up as well here on top of the box. He's going to see that shadow. Missed shot, though, and Shiro is giving the warning sign. And Sonic is making his move now through red. A second kill here for Wildcard. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and Shiro, he's missed his shot, but he's still standing. He's still fighting, and Magix is alongside of him, and you give Shiro enough opportunities, and eventually he will land his shots. But he needs more. And with a 2v2 established, it's still winnable here for Team Spirit, and that man is still alive in Donk. He's now coming around towards Speedway.
What angle is Fuzi?
Oh, there's a quick shot from Shiro. It's all on Fuzi now. And the Swede waits down on B lane. Does he take the risk to go and try and play it from the cave? There's a risk they just get on the defuse, but there's no kit on either of these two remaining players, and so Fuzi is given all the time in the world to get back to cave, and now that tap on the defuse is through. Fuzi coming out. Donk, oh, they have to realize one of them needs to get on the defuse. Missed shot from Fuzi. Needs to be a stick, and finally Fuzi goes down, and Donk kills his own teammate, but there's no kit and no time. No round here for Team Spirit, and Fuzi is able to win it.
Oh my lord, I cannot believe what a bold call to go all the way around into cave with the AWP, but the the perfect timing to move out. Donk was even looking for it, shoulder peeking it, and Fuzi just, fortune would have it, he finds the gap. Even with missed shots, the team kill comes in. A well put together round from Wildcard, you gotta give him credit.
Here's the chaos, he gets through.
Oh, Shiro steps into it. Even still, they didn't have the kit.
Yeah, it felt like one of them needed to stick it earlier on and just leave it down to either Donk or Shiro to try and close it. Here comes a faster play for Wildcard up towards the top. It's Sonic with the Mac 10 spearheading his way into the site, but Chopper to stop him.
Look at the damage.
The damage is huge. The damage is massive, and it's not going to stop. It piles up as Wildcard try and get into the B site. Susp fighting forward, and that AK in the hands of the Swede is sliced open. 2 players from Spirit. Smoke comes up and blocks out the vision from short.
Wildcard can't lose this. They've given away too many rounds already in this game.
Burning.
They lost the pistol round with the advantage. They lost a low eco round earlier. Look at them hold on to the plant, not even putting it down. All 3 players ready to fight to secure this bomb site. And now Stanislav feels some comfort. Susp hitting some bangers with low HP. But Shiro steps in now with an AWP. But you can't imagine he's going to want to go for this no kit unless he gets a gift right now.
There's the gift, provided and wrapped up by Stanislav, but Fuzi once again, he's gone to the cave in that position. Works out once again for Fuzi.
Back-to-back cave plays in a clutch situation that Fuzi wins. Mentioned this guy having so much impact for Wildcard. He steps up in the needed rounds. And here we are, Wildcard 1 round away from tying up this CT side. It looked for a moment like Spirit was going to remain dominant, accelerate into a massive lead, but 3 in a row now for Wildcard.
It's been a great first half already, considering the fact that they have dropped rounds that they shouldn't have. 5 rounds picked up for Wildcard as they pursue their 6th. And is Donk in that early fight against Sonic in mid.
That instant smoke missed again. It's bounced all the way back towards T-spawn. That's the second time we've seen that miss its mark. So Donk's forced to replenish it and use his smoke earlier, which is going to give away mid control for them later on. Won't be able to hang around and be this aggressive for as long as he would normally prefer to be.
Well, Shiro is posted up on elbow. Waiting for that eventual peek from Sonic. Here it comes. And Shiro to stop him.
In lieu of a smoke, bring the AWP.
Yeah, works out. A little bit more expensive, but much more deadly. Now Susp holding onto the B play. Choppers come through. Magix wasn't close enough to get that immediate swing after. And oh, Zontic's not enough done again on this A-hold.
That utility's just going to apply pressure. It's going to force Donk's attention to be held towards the A bomb site. And Wildcard slowly backs away. Shiro's been lured over as well. Susp, oh, coming through that smoke, not even worrying about Jaguar. Magix finds 1. And Wildcard wanted to reconvene to this side of the map. They wanted to move their position, so now they've got to go elsewhere towards middle.
Perhaps a split in towards the A side via Donut and Main, but Team Spirit in the final 25 seconds have relocated all of their forces to defend this A site, and Donk goes out, a double kill in Donut, and that'll wrap it up. J-Bug coming out of A main, spotted and dropped by Magix. It will be Team Spirit with a 2-round lead at the turn of the first half.
Yeah, not a bad half from Wildcard at all, keeping things as close as they possibly can, especially when you consider the pistol round they gave away in that B bomb site with their early play. The 3rd round lost to a low buy, but then you get the 2 impact clutch rounds from Fuzi to save the day. 5-7 in the favor of Team Spirit.
And they'll take this 1-minute break between halves and make the most of it. You see Vin's very vocal. But yeah, there were a couple of missed smokes there towards elbow in that half from Spirit, as you point out. That's going to be a frustrating mistake to have to deal with if you're Donk. You're constantly like, nope, smoke's not here again.
Yeah, I'd like to kill everything, but there's no smoke in this part of the map.
Cancels out your initial idea, and perhaps if you wanted to climb up, you can't actually execute on that.
Still did pretty darn well. 12 and 4, 13 kills on Zontix. Those two again on Ancient having a good game. Pistol round is live for the second half. Dualies on Susp and Fuzi.
Yeah, a lot of dually action going on. They're going to be over towards B. 4 players on this setup, and over towards Donut, you'll see Sonic put in position. But Team Spirit waiting for some A aggression. Looking to be sneaky about it as they hide. And Magix is just seeing if there's any aggression towards B. There's nothing. Nothing yet. But now there comes a play down the ramp just as Magic leaves.
I think he would have heard that flashbang. Shiro out mid with the P250 looking for a duel, but it's... Ooh, and he's going to win it out. Fuzi caught off guard. Good trade from Stanislaw, but the push is going to come into the A bomb site. Wildcard gets the information with that utility. Flashbang is out. Sonic looking over the top of the smoke, but that's not an ideal angle. That's not the fight he was looking for. He thought it would be a much cleaner line of sight, and he was wrong. Yeah, dead wrong.
No, yeah, definitely dead. Zontic lands a blinder, and here comes the play out of the temple. Group grenade deep into the temple, but Susk just swinging in. The Jewel is gunslinging his way into this retake attempt. Tap with the defuse. Chopper pulled. His attention has to look for it. Stanislaw to go down. The flanker on the back. Sus just slings his way into the round victory for Wildcard. With all the chaos going on, it is Sus who thrives.
Just roaming around the bomb site while all the smokes. He realizes he's got a moment of opportunity. The smoke that Sonic throws that he wants to look over, it betrays him, but it helps Sus actually get these wide angles to start moving in and clear just before it fades. He has enough time to work his way through all the chaos. And a beautiful final shot on Zontix. But a second round buy coming in from Spirit off the plant. Galil on Chopper and Shiro. Mac 10 on Donk and Zontix. And over towards the A-bomb site we go. What's the timing on the fallback from this mid-aggression for Wildcard?
A little bit faster on the punch this time towards A.
And nobody's home at all. Not even close.
Great call from Team Spirit. It's worked out very well.
Now remember, they had that magical retake against Passion at this bomb site at a critical moment. But I don't know if they have enough utility to really pull it off in the same way.
We doubted them then. We doubt them now, but setting themselves up to go for it regardless. Smoke at the ready to go over into the sky. Drop down into the site, and Wildcard will then move in with a retake attempt. Chopper forced away. Great utility, great damage. Grenade's gonna find him, and that goes down. It's gonna be Zontix to hit the deck. Java and Shiro taking a couple of kills between them, but once again, Wildcard forcing their way back into a 5 versus 5 retake. They protect the diffuser. The headshot's in, and just about with that Tech 9. Little taps from Magix.
He just bended that bullet between someone's legs. He just bended that bullet. The jiggle taps, and everyone's trying to body block. Nobody pushed forward to prevent him from those jiggles. And yet another round. 2 in the first half, and now this, that Wildcard has under their control. It's a beautiful retake that ends in heartbreak. And yeah, you gotta take a timeout after that. You've gotta calm everybody down. Magix is just amazed they gave him the chance.
Another retake where Wildcard looked locked out of it. Looked like it was going to be too much to handle. They had won the round. They were in such a great position to win the round for that position. But Magix in and out of Donut. Perhaps misplayed by the Wildcard side.
Just one person.
He made the most of it.
One person needed to bum rush him.
Yeah.
Deny that opportunity. He wants to go for the jiggle. His next jiggle, you're going to have a wider angle. Everyone was expecting the wide swing.
As the instant elbow smoke landing. Jaba giving a good look at it. Deagles for Wildcard, hoping they can make this work for them. Stanislaw needs to be careful. Smoke goes down, protects him in cave for the time being.
Wildcard's going to have to do something crazy in this round if they want to win it back. One flash remaining in terms of utility. And this might just be a world where, with nothing to play with, as soon as Team Spirit starts stepping forward into this B bomb site, not even worth going for. Save the pistol and armor for the next round in this double save scenario. Unless this Deagle can provide you something, a little bit of damage, and now Zontic's gonna wrap behind. Easy first kill. Jaba's gonna have to swing into him, and Zontix handles that as well. Now here's the footsteps on Sonic.
And no way. Sonic comes out on top of it with a 5-7. Stanislaw bursts into action. Shiro making sure that Stanislaw doesn't get around the back of his teammate. And sure, a little bit of damage in the 5-7s, but nothing too crazy. So Sonic brings that Galil away. Team Spirit head up to 9.
This is going to be, if Wildcard goes on to lose this map, they're going to look back and have those 3 rounds highlighted of just, you know, these are mistakes that we cannot get away with against the better competition. And that's been the conversation around them, as impressive as it's been at each escalating stage of the major, with better teams coming in and better competition coming in. Maybe you don't get punished by mistakes like that against someone like Passion, against teams in the Americas RMR, but here against Spirit, they are going to make you pay.
Yeah. And for Wildcard now, it's a tough pill to swallow, because you're about to give 10 rounds over to Team Spirit. You don't have anything worth talking about in this round.
You have a flashbang.
Yeah.
And an instant smoke.
All right, Jason.
We could talk about those.
Yeah, and you just have.
Yeah.
But perhaps a stack, you know? Maybe that could work. You combine all the USPs together.
They're not going to be able to use the flashbang, right? They wanted it to activate to attack B lane. And now they have to use it for Cave because the Molotov comes in, but that was always going to be low percentage. So was the original idea anyways.
Bang.
Easy round for Team Spirit. They mop up the unarmored USPs. Chopper knows Stanislaw is going to be here, and it's 10-6. 3 rounds away from a map victory for Team Spirit.
Yeah, and if we're going to talk about a chance for Wildcard, it has to come here and now. So their buy's coming up. They'll get the op out for Fuzi. MP9 has to be taken here from Stanislaw, but that doesn't necessarily scare me, because I've seen what Stanislaw can do with that. Against Passion, he was getting multi-kill after multi-kill with it, defending the B-bomb site. And this knows how to make it work. Donk. He can just get his utility set out and get through elbow. That Molotov is a little bit shallow, and so Donk is given all the safety in the world to move out into elbow and not take damage. You'll see that no one is playing mid. Wildcard going for a more advanced position down to the bottom of B. Stanislaw unleashed. And Magic's going to hear all of that.
Even using utility to delay the amount of time he has to get into this position of relative safety. Chopper will move forward, happy to sacrifice if need be with the MAC-10, but timing is everything, and Stanislaw's looking the wrong direction, not prepared for the drive-by. Susp dinked up at a distance. And Chopper hears the reload and the fallback. I'm surprised he didn't try and pick up the aggression to punish, but Donk will do it. So much pressure on this B bomb site. Spirit's well aware. Or are they? Not well aware.
Yeah, not aware at all. As Java will make him aware. In the loudest of fashions, and they wait for the second player, Zontix, to clear out from elbow. So, sure, a slight mistake, but they recover it instantly.
Yeah, and I mean, Zontic's always in a position to recover that. Fuzi's going to have to be aggressive and loud trying to hunt this down. He does find it. No chance for them to go back to the A-bomb site, but it's all good because the B-bomb site's wide open. Donk going to find this final frag most likely. I take my words back. I was not familiar with your game, Fuzi.
Yeah, sorry, Fuzi.
Not bad.
Sorry about that one. Well, they had all to the AK, so not too bad at all. So you can carry that over to the next, but yeah, I mean, this is a round that we talked about. Wildcard's final legs, their last hurrah, really. Now we're letting Team Spirit up to 11. You don't have many players saving, just Fuzi with an AK. That's not going to be enough to make you feel too comfortable going into the next. So we're getting closer and closer to the result most would have expected. And
you can still just feel the after effects of that Magic's clutch. The Magic's 1v3, tapping away with the Tech 9. Nobody's shutting him down. Not only do they win that round, but they just bury you under your own inability to sustain any kind of a battle. You don't have the money, you don't have an op, you don't have all the utility you'd like to be aggressive. And I almost feel like Wildcard have to force by here. Timeout called by Vins. Fuzi can drop an M4 over to a teammate, which he's done, over to Sonic. A lot of MP9s in play. So Wildcard backs against the wall against Spirit.
And part of the character of this team that we have noticed over the last few weeks is their ability to come back into games. Just had that versus Passion. They came back in and won that game. It's going to be tough against Spirit today, though. 3 MP9s, 2 rifles, and Wildcard going to battle again in round 18. More presence in mid, though, from the CT side. Look at the barrage elbow, and he gets Sonic with some speedy moves to climb up in towards heaven. He made the jump. Jaba spotted, tucked in the corner. Good discipline, not to swing and fight Chopper. And Sonic with him. They've established mid-control, and they've got Heaven to play with. And that is a lot of damage, nearly bringing Donk down.
Yeah, but can you stop the push now? Stanislaw up against the wall. Donk's going to be the first swing. Oh, they line up, and that's a great trade, and there's another one. Not the stopping power in the SMGs to prevent Spirit's march into the B bomb site. Spirit's march towards 12.
The Wildcard will fall away. They will save their weapons on 3 players. And it did look like there was a great chance there for Stanislaw to hold on to the B bomb site. It looked like the 2 players were about to line up perfectly for his MP9. They were about to melt in front of him. But the reaction was swift from Donk.
And again, it's just buried under the weight of a poor economy. M4 there is likely a double kill. But that's what happens when you give away advantage situations and give away a round that you should never lose. And I think that's probably all the fight Wildcard have left in them. 6-round lead for Spirit, 6 chances to close this out. Talk about them wanting to avoid a horrible opening day of the elimination stage. That really rough loss to Furia earlier today on Dust 2. Much like Liquid, they get a bounce back and go 1 for 1.
Yeah, 13-6 loss versus Furia earlier today. Not many expected that. Some people even had Furia in their 0-3 in the pick'ems, Jason. I mean,
Donk did.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah, that's...
But he didn't have himself 3-0. That's
life comes back at you fast.
Yeah, even Spirit admitted they weren't in 3-0 form.
Well, at least he was right about that one.
Yeah, true.
All right, Donk gonna swing out mid. A lot of space to work with, dodging the flashbang. Follow-up catches him, so a little bit concerned about a push, but undeterred when he decides to move forward. And with all that attention taken by Donk, Chopper's like, yeah, I'll start getting frisky. So much attention in the middle of the map. And when this boost, if this boost gets spotted, Chopper and Zontic's just gonna move straight in.
Chopper just puts up on top of the boost. Sonic going back into the donut. Here comes Donk to fight him, but Chopper around the back. Just too much for Wildcard, being pushed and pulled and thinned out.
And even Shiro now has information in Red Room. Here's all the footsteps as the rotation comes in, calling out everyone's going to be CT. He's hiding in the smoke for now. He'll wait very late to play when the retake begins. Or he'll get taken out by Susp.
Yeah, or he just turns and deals with them. So Team Spirit to try and hold on. A 4v3 post plant, and it's good for Chopper, and Donk is the final kill. Team Spirit will recover after an opening loss to Furia. They bounce back versus Wildcard, and now have a 1-1 record.
Yes, a day 1 crisis averted there for Team Spirit, able to beat Wildcard quite handily. And honestly,